The Indiana Pacers received a first-round draft pick from the Cleveland Cavaliers earlier this season in a future-looking trade. Indiana sent guard Caris Levert to Cleveland for guard Ricky Rubio, a second-round pick, and a protected first-round pick. I'm not gonna lie, it was a very clever trade for the Pacers. They needed to make rebuilding moves in the midst of a sunken season. But the teams agreed to put protections on the first-round pick sent from the Cavaliers to the Pacers. And with the Cavs going 10-15 since the deal, those protections are worth monitoring down the stretch of the season. Now you ask, why is this important? Well, draft pick protections allow a team to delay a trade obligation of a draft pick if it falls within a certain range. Now in this case, the first rounder that the Cavaliers sent the Pacers is lottery protected, meaning that if the Cavaliers end up with any pick between 1 and 14 in the 2022 NBA draft, they would keep their first round choice. If the Cavaliers' premier draft slot ends between 15 and 30, it would be sent to Indiana. If the Cavaliers don't send the Pacers the draft asset in 2022, then the cycle repeats during the 2023 season. Should the Cavaliers finish with a lottery pick in 2022-23, then they would once again keep their first round pick. But if they keep their first round pick in 2022 and then make the playoffs in 23, Indiana would get Cleveland's first round pick at that time. Now, if the Pacers have not received a first round draft pick from the Cavaliers after the next 2 seasons, then instead of a first round pick, Indiana would get the Cavs' 2025 second round pick and the Los Angeles Lakers' 2026 second round pick, a pick that Cleveland currently owns. Now, if I'm the Pacers, I would rather have that first round pick as opposed to 2 second round picks. But they'll be closely looking at Cleveland's fortunes for the rest of the season, and if relevant, next season. But this season in particular, the Indiana Pacers are definitely going to be rooting for the Cavs to make the postseason, because that pick would turn into a first rounder and sent to Indiana. Now, as of today, they sit 7th in the Eastern Conference, 1 spot of an automatic postseason berth. If the Cavaliers can reach the 6th spot in the East by the end of the season, they would make the playoffs by default. And like we said, that first round pick will be coming back to Indiana, baby. Now, the Cavs sit 2.5 games behind the Chicago Bulls and the Toronto Raptors in the Eastern Conference standings, with only a few games left to play. They would have to perform almost perfectly to lock up an automatic postseason berth. And even if they would need a slump from Chicago or Toronto to reach 6th in the East, the Cavaliers own the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Raptors. But guess what? They don't own it against the Bulls. If the Cavaliers end up in the play-in tournament, which looks like that's what's about to happen, the team from Ohio would play in a mini tournament with a playoff spot on the line. If the Cavs finish the regular season with 7th or 8th seed, then they would have 2 chances to win 1 game and reach the postseason. If Cleveland finishes 9th or 10th in their conference, then they would have to win 2 games in a row to reach the playoffs. Now, a playoff berth is required for the Cavs to the Pacers to receive a first-round pick. If Cleveland finishes the regular season with a top 15 record, but still misses the playoffs thanks to a failed play-in tournament, then the team would keep their first-round pick. Look, as a Pacers fan, we're in a tough spot. They want the draft pick to be as strong as possible, but we also want to actually get the pick. Finding the right balance of hope is getting really tough late in the season. But my desires are obvious. They want the Cavaliers to make the 2022 NBA playoffs. And guess what? I'll be rooting for them all regular season. Now, the upcoming stretch of play is going to be tough for them. But just like every Pacers fan, we have hope. We believe in miracles. And that would be a positive note to end the season for our franchise. But you guys, in the comment section, go ahead and put your answer for today's question. And that's going to be, what do you think the best case scenario will be for us getting a first round pick? Are we going to root for the Cavaliers? Are you guys going to be at home rooting for them as well? But tomorrow, we'll be back better than ever with some more Cleveland Cavalier basketball. And you guys already know, like always, I'll save y'all a seat. Peace.